What's going on, YouTubers? This is Dan French. This is the Sound Off. I'm going to talk today about what's happening on the north side Las Vegas Strip. Really the slow part of the Las Vegas Strip. Not a lot of activity other than, you got Resorts World and now investors are starting to invest. Well, I want to talk about one specific investor in this article that was very interesting to me. This article brought up the fact that most people or most investors that own land on the Strip, you just don't sell it, and they're selling it now, and they've actually sold it to Steve Siegel, who's an owner of Siegel Suites. He's an investor, and he bought it for $75 million, 10 acres. And I'm going to talk today about what's happening on the north side of Las Vegas Strip and the significance of buying into land, especially on the Las Vegas Strip. Let's get into this video. All right, folks, let's talk about Steve Siegel buying $75 million of 10 acres of land on the North Las Vegas Strip. Now, land is not cheap. If you have an opportunity to buy land, especially if you're buying on the north side or the North Las Vegas side of the Strip, I would definitely get into that. Now, it was kind of shocking because I think Steve Siegel was a little bit amazed that somebody would actually sell. Now, we all know that these markets seem like they're overinflated, especially the commercial market. But as land goes, you can always pay yourself forward on land. It's always desirable. So he jumped on that opportunity. Now, what is he going to do with this land? He's going to put, a casino, retail shops, just a lot of different things that he's thinking about. He's going to fly to Dubai, get some ideas on what he's actually going to do with this land. Now, where it's at, it's right next to Fontainebleau. It's right next to the convention center. And Fontainebleau is a 67-unit casino or building that was it stopped. So pedestrians, it was not pedestrian friendly because they would actually walk down the Strip. Once they got to the mall, which is right across the street from the Wynn, they may go down to Encore, but right after that, it's turnaround time, right? Now, you got Resorts World across the way, so that's a huge benefit for the North Las Vegas part of the Strip. But you look at things like the Sahara, which turned into SLS. Now, that was a catastrophe. They had the Lucky Dragon, which was funded by government visa, where you allow immigrants to come in, and as long as you buy into $550,000 of a business where you invest into it, and you have a certain amount of employees, you can actually gain citizenship. That failed. That was just a disaster as well. And so, what's really out there, right, on the North Las Vegas Strip? Not really much. Now, what they're looking at is that, you look at Fontainebleau, and this is going to start to open up here soon. So that's going to be a benefit. So Steve Siegel is banking on the Fontainebleau. They also did tons of money on upgrades through the convention center, which is already crazy busy. And so you look at that, and then you look at this opportunity to buy into land. I think that anybody that has the money, you're just going to go all in, and that's what he did. He runs a lot of different investments. He only owned 2 acres of land during the time before he bought the 10 acres. And you look at the Wynn, right? Steve Wynn. Well, they bought land right across the street, and they bought it for a significant amount of money. And then he ended up selling some of that land for about $120 million. So it does pay for itself because somebody's always going to want to come in and build on that. And we all know Las Vegas, hopefully at one point, it's going to connect from downtown to the new part, or you say the main part, Las Vegas Boulevard or Las Vegas Strip. And it's starting to go that direction. But when you go to the Strat, the Strat doesn't really have a lot of good areas around it. I'll just be honest. And, you look at everything around that side of the Strip, and it's just not really, there's not a lot of money. And there's some money, but it's just not like it is on the other side of the Strip where it's just thriving and you have a lot of investment and people want to be there. So hopefully whatever he comes back with and brings here, I don't know if it's going to be from Dubai or what he's going to do, but it's going to be a casino, shopping, other things that come in as far as entertainment. And hopefully he brings back a good concept so that way we can continue to see more growth down the North Las Vegas Strip. So Las Vegas is very unique, and buying land on the Las Vegas Strip probably something we're all not going to experience, right? Most of us anyways. As far as being on that level, that's just a different level of investment, investing, and just in general, you know. And so people, they look at things like, well, what can I invest in myself, maybe on a lower scale or a smaller scale? Well, people buy houses, you know, they buy into businesses, things like that. I did speak to an individual one time that really opened my eyes to it. You know, he was a guy that bought land out in San Francisco. And he was a person that didn't have any education. They didn't really have a lot to offer as far as businesses go. He was not self-employed. He was just somebody that worked very hard and saved his money. And he ended up buying land. This is like 60, 70 years ago. And the interesting thing he said is land will always be valuable. Somebody's always going to need land. Somebody's always going to have an opportunity to buy land. And if you can get that opportunity, especially in a desirable area. Now, where he bought this land in San Francisco, nobody really wanted it at the time. And you guys know how San Francisco's blown up now. So you look at buying land and buying it at that level. I just think that that's a great opportunity. You know, I like to buy into houses or, you know, talk to people about buying investment properties, doing businesses, gold, silver, things like that. But, you know, I also want to, you know, put out the significance that land itself will always have a value. And, you know, it's just me. I just really appreciate overall investing in general. And I like the topic. I like to talk about, you know, people and scaling up and doing those things. So, you know, hopefully you guys get a little bit from this video. And I just wanted to bring up this interesting topic and bring up the fact that, you know, buying into a market like this, regardless if it's a home or land, you still have investors out there that's willing to spend a premium and still take that chance. And it's because they're banking on the fact that you're going to still have, you know, that land or that property or whatever you're buying, it's going to pay itself forward to you. So if you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. This is the sound off. I'm going to have all my contact information. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, and we'll see you guys at the next one.